xây tương thân tình trong đạo Phật, tùy khác màu nhưng một tôn sư. Hôm nay đây cùng nhau họp mặt, quyết noi theo đường Phật giáo Hoàng Dương.
Okay, so welcome back to Sang Nai Song Fa. And so as we were talking about how it's not up to us to motivate you, but to challenge you to try to see a difference in yourself, because it's the law of constant change. If you're not doing habits that will change you, then you're stuck to the same kind of rooted feelings. And so, is there any parts of Dharma in which the Buddha has shown us that acting positively and doing positively will in turn give you positive results? Like what kind of, if he can convince you, why would me acting positively change? If you're constantly in the negative zone, and even though you may or may not be comfortable with that negative zone, and inside, if you want to have that little spark of positivity in yourself, what are the results and fruits of viewing life positively instead of negatively?
Well, that's an excellent question. The reason why this question is it's so important is because as Buddhists, we believe in the laws of cause and effect. That for every action that you do always has a specific reaction. That is, if you were to do something good, you'll get good. If you do something bad, you'll get bad. You plant a lemon seed, you'll get a lemon tree. You plant an orange seed, you'll get an orange tree. And depending what seed you plant, you'll reap the benefits from that tree. Depending on the action that you do, you either reap the benefits from that action or you reap the consequences from your own action. And so the laws of cause and effect doesn't discriminate whether it doesn't discriminate who you are, what skin color you are, what degree you have or don't have. It doesn't matter if you're tall, you're short, you're fat, you're skinny. It doesn't matter if you're white, black, Asian, Mexican. It doesn't matter what nationality you are, what ethnicity you are. It only matters during the action that you do, during the speech you say, or during the thoughts that you have, whether it's wholesome action or it's unwholesome action. It judges on those two alone. And so, if you were to live negatively, right? If you were to live your life harming others, you live your life speaking down to others, you live your life just having negative thoughts.
Or even if you live your life neutral and not wanting to help. Like, for example, if you're in an elevator and someone's walking to the door, you're either the one that's pressing on the button, trying to close the door, or you're the one that's standing there and you want it to close, but you're not the person that actively wants to, open the door for the person.
You see them coming, but you stand there apathetic.
Yeah, so is that just as harmful?
Just as harmful. Because, for example, you don't know how powerful electricity is, right? You're apathetic. You're like, and then you see like a wire sticking out. You don't mean to shock yourself, but if you don't know the danger of it, if you're very apathetic about it and you kind of step on it, right, unknowingly, it's still gonna shock you.
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about?
True.
If you don't know how to swim, you're very apathetic. You're like, you know what, I'm just gonna chill, not really swim, just kind of like lay back. But you go inside a rushing river. Yeah, the current. The current's gonna pull you along. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about? And so it's still as dangerous. If you don't know the laws of cause and effect, and you're just very apathetic, you're just go with the flow, whatever happens, it might lead you down to a dark path. Right? And so if you're negative and you're doing all these things negative, then subconsciously it affects your habits, right? And once it affects your habit, it affects your lifestyle, it affects the way you are as your character. Therefore, your body now is an embodiment of that negativity. So whatever you do, by laws of cause and effect, you're going to face with setbacks. You're going to be faced with hardship. You're going to be faced with people criticizing you. All these things, right? But on the other hand, if you live your life positively, if you live your life helping others, you live your life just thinking about positive thoughts, speaking about positive thoughts, doing positive things, right? Then it eventually creates the habit. Habits creates the lifestyle. Lifestyle creates the character of who you are. Then you become an embodiment of that positivity. Right? So everything that you do, think, and breathe becomes positive. You come out? And so therefore, by laws of cause and effect, you'll be blessed with a lot of abundance. You'll be blessed with people loving you. People always want to be around you just to like hear from you and learn from you. And the things will come to you in abundance if you were to practice the laws of cause and effect in a positive way. That's why the Buddha always said, in this lifetime, there are 3 things we need to do. First, we need to avoid all evils. 2, we need to do good. And 3, we need to purify the mind. That is the teaching of all the Dharma, of all the Buddhas.
And then in that sense, and that's a really great response to how we should actively try to do good. Because if we don't do good, and even though if we're neutral to it, you know, life can be only so much, you know. I mean, most people, if they do just enough, they don't feel like there's enough purpose or enough meaning into what they do. So if they, I feel like if they actively try to use compassion and see someone face to face and see like, you know, if this is someone that I want to help out, then try to always live your life. Because I learned from one of the ways, one of our venerable masters, Tai Wei Hai, was teaching us, one of the techniques is to see everyone as an embodiment of the bodhisattva of compassion. And so he said a story how a woman was, or he was actually there, and he viewed everyone and he gave a warm smile. You know, so if you practice, if you can't visualize, then try to have a smile to show people that you have warm thoughts about them. And in return, you know, either consciously or subconsciously, you'll get rewards back. I mean, no one wants to have everyone look down on them every day, you know. And if even that happens, predisposition by how you look, you know, you never know how someone judges a smile either. Hopefully it doesn't make you saddened by a different reaction if you're smiling at somebody. So you never know, it's not guaranteed. But it certainly will work in the long run. And so I hope if we practice kind of viewing others as friends or even as close as families, you know, then we can start to set in motion a positive wave in ourselves. And the way of giving that, if you have no money to offer or anything, is just a positive, warm welcome to someone, or hey, how are you doing? You know, because as I noticed too, that when we walk around, you know, in America, it's rarely seldom that you have anyone welcoming you anywhere, unless you're out in like the woods and no one's there, and they're just saying hi, like we just had yesterday. But hopefully, we practice kindness, loving kindness of others, that can happen. And so, how do you think we should cultivate like us to care more for others? Like, I'm just saying like visually or something, but like how can we actually have that feeling, that emotion into wanting to give to others? You know, how do you have that belief into that?
So basically, with that particular question, you have to learn how to develop compassion. And develop compassion comes from like within. Think of it like a star. Or like the sun. When the sun shines, it doesn't shine in just one particular direction. It doesn't say like, I'm going to shine in this direction more and then shine less in this direction. No, it envelops all directions. So your love for others should be the exact same way. Your care for all sentient beings, all living beings, all people of skin colors, all nationalities should be the same. It should be equal. Right? Because we all understand we're here. We all understand that each and every one of us suffer.
Oh, that's the key.
Right? And we understand that they suffer. And in order for us to develop compassion, we have the key, the cure to help them stop suffering. Right? So that's why you have to look at it as a way that it's very equal. We shouldn't divide. Like this particular race should have this and this particular race should have this. No. Each and every one of us continues to suffer because we're born in this world. We have the 8 sufferings, which is wanting something that you cannot have, loving someone but they go away, hating someone there in the same room, suffering of the 5 skandhas, and we're birth, old age, sickness, and death. 8 different types of suffering. And so no matter who we are, what skin color we all have to go through that same thing. And so when we understand that each and every one of us suffer, we have to learn how to develop a way to help them relieve their suffering. I mean, that's just one of the ways, right? And as you continue to learn more about compassion, learn how to develop and cultivate it, think of it like a mother loving the child, right? The mother loves the child unconditionally. So we should learn to love everyone unconditionally. However, we learn to love without attachment. The moment you have attachment to the love, it becomes conditional. That conditional will lead to ignorance, and then a mental formation and consciousness, and then the whole deal with the 12 links of dependent origination.
I see.
Right? So we have to learn to love without attachment. Therefore, that is the true meaning of unconditional love.
So yes, I mean, as we end this program, I hope everyone here today kind of realizes the star or the Buddha nature into yourself, and if you cultivate deeper understanding into why we live here and understand the process of suffering and affects us universally, then we extend that favor and care for all others. And if you would like to come to our English program in Los Angeles in our UFAP temple, we would graciously hope to see anyone that's watching our temple every Wednesday at 7:30 for our Dharma and our meditation and our discussion. Thank you very much. Namo Vang Sete Kamanifa.
世間